Ruben, a draw tonight. Are you happy with that or not?
No, I felt until the penalty we had the control of the game, and then I think the penalty changed a little bit the momentum. I felt our team in the last 30 minutes were really tired, and you can feel it in the game. So we take this stage to Old Trafford. It's going to be a different game. The pressure is going to be on us in that stadium, and we have to be ready. I think the key will be surviving physically to Sunday and to be ready and fresh to Thursday.
What did change in that last half hour after the penalty to lose control? Was it just fatigue or was there anything else?
No, the momentum changed, but I think it was clearly fatigue. We were late on the balls, even in transitions. You feel that the pace was different, and they were stronger in that 30 minutes.
The goal, when it did come though, lovely move down the right-hand side. The combination between Zirkzee and Garnacho on the right, was that a deliberate attempt to get Garnacho on that right-hand side? So we've seen him off the left to have a lot of success on the right tonight.
We look at the opponents, the way they try to press, where is the space, which player is going to follow the run, and we try to imagine the right characteristics for that game. So we try to change different things to expose the opponent different things.
Before the game, you said that you wanted to see your side be much better in possession with the ball. Do you think you saw that tonight?
Yes, I think until the penalty we had good possessions. We know that they jumped really strong to our pressure. We can put the ball behind. Our decision in the last third sometimes is not the better decision, but we had good moments in the game. Yeah, I felt that.
As they say in the final third, the decision making, it seemed to be frustrating in the first half in particular, watching you on the touchline. Was that the main frustrations? Was one from Diogo Dalot where he could have played the ball in first time?
Yeah, he has the advantage, and Rasmus did the sprint to win the position, but that can happen, and they cannot focus on that. They have to move on to the next play, and we move on to the next game.
Appreciate your time, thank you.
Thank you very much.
He's always honest in his interviews, Paul, something that we spoke about a little bit earlier. He said there he could see fatigue in his players, he could see they were tired. Could you see that?
I'm not sure it's fatigue. I think they just injected a little bit of pace, which they hadn't had in the game. I think Becker and Oscarson, as we said, were quicker players that they actually had. They had some nice technical players, don't get me wrong, but these two brought a little bit of speed to it. I thought United played well for the majority of the game. They do tend to collapse in games when they concede a goal. That, I say it didn't happen. They didn't concede after.
They didn't concede again.
Didn't concede again after the first one. They conceded a couple of chances. But they've stayed. Look, they're right in this game. There's no doubt about that. And going next week, it's where the goal's going to come from. United didn't create an awful lot of chances. Obviously, Zirkzee got the goal. Hoyland, again, didn't really look that much of a goal threat. I thought he was quicker than their centre halves. I thought they missed a little bit of a trick, Manchester United. Just dink it in behind him, a little bit of backspin. He can run onto it because he was quicker than them. I don't think they got much pace at all at the back. You thought Garnacho maybe picked up a little injury.
I don't know. He didn't look like, we've seen him live so many times. He didn't look like he had that burst, and he had something taped around his knee, and we know he's carried something before. So I don't want to be too critical of him because, you know, I didn't feel he was himself tonight. And maybe he just had a poor game. Who knows? But I don't.
What
think
weren't you seeing?
Physically, I don't think the output, and I think the manager is right. I do think fatigue played a part. I don't know with Garnacho, like I said, he had his knee taped up.
He looks like he's sulking a little bit to me, Karen.
But Scholes, they haven't played. He hasn't maybe won the game that he thought. They haven't dominated the game. I don't know. I'm just trying to see. I do think fatigue was a factor tonight. I think the first half you had momentum, you had the chances, you didn't take them, and as the game stretches up, you're asking big distances to run. They bring on subs. He's got no one to bring on. So actually, for the first. Not the first time I agree with him, I actually do hear what he's saying in that aspect.
Could some of it maybe be mental fatigue as well? Because it's been such a poor season for United overall.
I'm not having the fatigue, but I think they're all right. I just think they injected a little bit of pace, and that was it. I don't think there's great legs in this Manchester United team tonight, but they didn't need them. We saw Bruno and Casemiro. Casemiro has been slagged off probably all his career for not great legs, but he's a great footballer. He knows how to play the position. He was never threatened tonight, and I don't think that'll happen next week either. As well, I think where I was a little bit disappointed with Garnacho, his biggest strength is running through. He gives you penetration. Sometimes he makes the wrong decisions. Yeah, he does. He creates the wrong finish, or he doesn't give the right ball. But it's just that lack of energy tonight from him, and a little bit of sulkiness, I think. And look, he'll get better, and he needs to get better because they haven't really got anything else to call upon, have they?
Considering the overall quality of the opposition tonight, and I know you said that 1-1 draw to take away from coming away from home in Europe isn't a bad result, but is it another game where they should have got a better result?
You could argue that, but it's not always easy coming to these places. We've seen that over the years. Going to any European away game is difficult. So I don't think it was the most hostile of atmospheres. I think I've seen better atmospheres, and I think United, they played well without looking like actually going on to win the game convincing, if you know what I mean. They were always in the game. They were never going to be out of the game for next week. Again, a slight concern is where the goals are going to come from. I think, look, they should win at home, but we say this every single time, and sometimes they disappoint you.
Will they? One word? Will they win? Go on, we've got to go. Give me one word.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah, he says yes. Karen?
Yes, come on.
Thank you, Jules. Joshua, a draw in the first leg. What's the feeling at full time?
There was more in for us, I think, tonight. I think we're unlucky with the pen. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, it just shows that we have to just be relentless with our chances. I think we had enough of them today, and yeah, in the end, draw away. They'll have to come to Old Trafford, and yeah.
Do you feel like you say, there was more for you tonight? Do you feel like you should have come away with a first leg lead?
I think if you look at the chances and the opportunities we had to also create chances, I think yes. We're obviously playing against a good footballing team, so of course, you know, it's not easy. But I think in the end we should have at least had one more.
Your goal, when it did come, it was a really nice move down that right-hand side. How much did you personally need that, given the run that you and this team have been on in front of goal?
Yeah, the team really needed it. That's what's most important. So yeah, happy, but in the end, we have to win, and we didn't. But yeah, next game.
So what do you learn from tonight? What do you take into next week? How do you feel this result leaves you going into that second leg?
I don't know. They come back, and we just have to win. That's all that matters. So.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cup at the weekend. Their season is all about the Europa League now. Winning a trophy, getting into the Champions League next season relies on this. So a 1-1 draw to take into the second leg, Paul. You still give them a chance, of course, at home, but after seeing the way Sociedad grew into the game, bit worried?
No, not really. I'll say not worried. You don't really know what you're going to get from Manchester United, whether it's away or at home this year. I just didn't see enough in Sociedad really to think they could go to Old Trafford and win. I think when you go to Old Trafford, especially, you need a bit of pace. It's a big pitch. I didn't see a lot of that from Sociedad, and I thought United, in the main, were in control. I thought Fernandes and Casemiro in the centre of the pitch kept possession quite well. That's what the manager asked for before the game, and I thought they were quite comfortable. But because they're playing against a team without that much legs, that helps them too, definitely. I thought they were in control. They didn't create an awful lot of chances, Manchester United. I don't think. We know Darlow should have squared it to Højlund, and that would have been another one. Garnacho had a couple of half chances. But I expect United to be better at home next week, and I think they've got enough to beat them.
They were more threatening in the second half, Manchester United, Karen, weren't they? And it was Joshua Zirkzee who managed to put them in front. What did you make of the goal?
I thought it was well worked. I thought got out of tight areas, and we spoke about getting the full-backs because of how narrow that they defend. So once you get it out there, then it's about making those good decisions. I thought the decision-making in the first half wasn't quite there, but here now it's about picking the right pass. We saw it time and time again, and I thought Zirkzee did really well just to step into the area, not arrive too early, and this is a distance that he covered, big distances, and maybe we've criticised about bodies getting into the box and timings, and there's that Roy Keane in my head thinking, arrive at the right time, don't get into the box too early, and he did it spot on there, Scholes.
Yeah, do you know, he actually looks fitter than he has done, I think, than earlier in the season, and he was able to do that. Now, I can understand the goalkeeper might be slightly disappointed with that. I understand that he is going to that side, trying to read it, but ultimately you've got to get back to the middle of the goal. If he goes to the middle of the goal, it's, you know, he saves it. But United, I think they deserve to go in the lead.
Yeah, they looked energised after that as well, and us watching, we were expecting that this was only going to go one way, and Manchester United looked more likely to get another goal. But then completely out of nothing, Real Sociedad win a penalty. Let's take a look at what it was awarded for first of all. Do you think it was a penalty?
Yeah, I do. I didn't really see anything at the time, but looking back, it is a penalty.
It was a bit of a strange one, though, because it seemed to come a little bit after the incident, and none of the Real Sociedad players even appealed for it.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us saw it either. I don't think Robbie Savage and Fleck saw anything that happened to that, and I wondered why they stopped the game. I thought somebody had gone down injured or something, but they went back to it, they showed the replay, and it was a penalty. I was a little bit surprised that Bruno's the one in that position, to be honest. He doesn't strike me as somebody who's going to come out and be dominant in the air and head the ball. And I think that's what happens there. I think he pulls his head a little bit away because he thinks he's going to get a smack in the head. And look, I'd probably do the same in that situation as well. I probably wasn't the bravest in them situations. And you can understand why they give it. He stopped the lad from heading the ball. Look, it's still difficult to score from there, but ultimately I stopped the lad from heading the ball.
A little bit unlucky?
Yeah, it's harsh, but it's the rules and we can't argue that, but I do feel it's harsh, and obviously how good Bruno has been, I feel for him. So, but yeah, it's the law.
OK, Oyarzabal, the man who stepped up and converted the penalty, Paul. Good pen.
Yeah, really good pen. I was a little bit disappointed with him tonight, to be honest. I know he's playing probably in a role that he doesn't want to play as a false nine, if you like, but yeah, brilliant penalty. You'd never... Well, it's about these Spanish players, these foreign players. You never expect him to miss, and again, he didn't disappoint.
To sum up just the flow of the game, the penalty scored by Oyarzabal was actually their first shot at goal, Karen. But from then on, they seemed to grow in so much confidence, didn't they?
Well, they were able to bring on subs that made a big difference, and that's what I said at the end of the game. They went and took that momentum and put the subs on, fresh legs, and went with it. Man United just haven't been able to do that. Look, he's on it. Ball coming in there from a sub to a sub, has to score that. He goes with the wrong foot, got to go with his left foot. But this was the energy and the pace and the threat and the running behind. Maybe that was the ball Dallo should have played in the first half to Hoyland.
That was exactly the ball. I was just going to say that. But United do have a habit of, once they concede one, they do seem to be a little bit frail when they get under a bit of pressure. As Karen says, that first one, I think he has to set his left foot in, and he probably scores. Again, the keeper should save that one. I think it's a decent chance, don't get me wrong, but goalkeeper should save that.
Oscarson, when he came on, Karen, you said to me, I've been watching a bit of him, he's a good player, he could cause some trouble here. Yeah,
they got him in the summer, he's only a young guy, and obviously he's behind the main captain here at the football club, so it's difficult for him, but you can see that youth in this, he's got the energy, he wants to get him behind, but then it's that decision-making to pick the right foot and the right timing.
Yeah, we were just talking about lack of pace probably for the first 60, 70 minutes, but when him and Becker came on as well, them two really livened up a little bit, and you think that might be two lads to go with next, especially on a bigger pitch. You will need a bit of speed at Old Trafford, and them two could come into it.
You've already mentioned, Paul, that you didn't think United had too many other clear-cut chances. Should we take a look at just some of the ones that happened throughout the match? What did you make of them overall?
The team performance overall?
Yeah, the chances that they had.
Yeah, they were all right. There wasn't many clear-cut chances. As you said, they obviously scored a goal, which was a really good goal, well worked from Garnacho, but there wasn't major chance. I think there was the Bruno one in the first half. There's a couple from Garnacho again. They were a little bit scruffy. The ones that you don't really expect him to score. You expect him to get it on target. The first one, he hits the side netting. He didn't get really much pace on that second one. So really not chances that were great chances, other than, well, even the goal wasn't a great chance. It was he still had work to do from the edge of the box. So disappointed creative-wise, I suppose, but tell you what, coming in here 1-1 is a really good result. It gives them a great chance.
Is the only concerning thing, Karen, that next week the United team are probably going to look fairly similar to this, because there's not a lot that Ruben Amorim can do differently. So although the game will be at Old Trafford, how different do you expect them to play?
Not a lot. You know, we kind of looked at the team when it came in and we expected it because of the injuries. Maybe he's hoping to get people back by the next leg, but like I said, there's a game in between as well, and a difficult one. So, you know, you've got to recover, you've got to get back, and you've got to stay fresh. But hopefully there's a few players that can help him get back on that subs bench at least.
OK, first leg done. 1-1 at finish between Real Sociedad and Manchester United.